We're going to talk about malabsorption again because so many of you guys do not recognize the symptoms or what's going on. So let's get into it. Welcome everyone to my humble channel, and let me tell you, I'm very humbled by this experience of this retreat that ended up being a debacle. Mind you, a retreat that I offered to speak for free, but that's going to be another video, Steph story time, of the absolute garbage that I just went through. Now, let's get into the malabsorption. If you have broken blood vessels around the nose, if you have yellow in the eyes, if you have dry hair, dry skin, if you have ridges on your fingernails, vertical ridges, if your nails crack very easily, if you have loose stool or constipation, or even if you have the MTHFRG mutation, you need to pay attention to this right now. Malabsorption is a thing. There's also signs of being sore, like you work out and you're super sore. And then if you're sore and then you have the foamy urine, typically your body, your stomach, you may not be producing enough intrinsic factor to be able to absorb B12 through the stomach. You may not be getting enough zinc, and that's why your nails are cracking. A lot of you guys are confused. You think, oh, am I D deficient? I'm like, no, you're zinc deficient. It's important to know or to recognize weird symptoms so you know how to address it with, it's not just food. You can't just do a carnivore diet or a keto diet and voila, you're going to fix these problems that you're having, like foamy urine or soreness or, high iron or low iron, and you're tired all the time or your hair's falling out. It has a lot to do with a circadian rhythm. This is huge. You need to eat by a certain time, especially if you have hypoglycemia. The more hypoglycemic you are, the more of you will be having a difficult time to absorb some of these nutrients because your body is in a catabolic state and it can't switch to that anabolic state when you sleep because the blood sugar is just bouncing. So zinc is very important for your hair, for your nails, for your gut wall. And that's the irony. It's not just your nails. It's also the gut wall itself where you need zinc, but then you need zinc with copper. So you don't just do zinc supplements. You do organ meats like liver. And if you're eating liver and you still have a problem absorbing folate, B9, and B12, then you have to look at your toxic exposure. And then the stress. And then are you at all hypoglycemic? Are you eating to a circadian rhythm? Are you eating enough fat? Right? Because your body's like, I can't get glycogen storage from all that meat. I need to be in ketosis, or you need to bring back the carbs. Because if you don't, the gut wall, it can't seal up because it doesn't have an energy source. So your body will continue to be in a catabolic state. Your body will be more going down that cortisol pathway. And if your body's constantly being stressed through the fight or flight response, that gut wall doesn't seal even if you ate perfect. There's a lot to think about. People keep just saying to me, so what macros? I'm like, macros are great. It's how your body's responding to the macros, to the circadian rhythm. Are you grounding? Do you get enough vitamin D? I have gotten so tan. Tan on top of tan on top of tan. Yes, as Black people tan. Getting that vitamin D so you can have all these enzymatic responses. There's a lot of moving parts. But if you have those symptoms of foamy urine and you're sore, you're not absorbing proteins. You're not. Well, you are, but you're not absorbing enough so for your body to become anabolic at night. So you're just in a constant breakdown state. And then you start to notice that your nails are cracking really easy, or you develop ridges, or you have broken blood vessels around the nose, yellowing in the eyes because your liver is choking. And then a lot of you become dehydrated. So it's just another reminder to look at those symptoms, that if you're foamy urine or sore, you're not absorbing protein, get that stress down. And it can take up to a year to grow back the microvilli and have the wall seal back up. And then you've got to do everything almost perfect for that to happen, because if you don't, it gets extended even longer for that gut to seal. And if you have the MTHFRG, can I speak? MTHFRG mutation, double, single mutation, doesn't matter, you still methylate. You just have a more difficult time. So you have to really start to balance everything, and you still can absorb folate and B12. You just don't do it like someone who does not have the mutation, because most people have either the double or single or double gene mutation. And I hope this helps. I got to do Steph's story time of what happened at this retreat. It was an absolute clusterfuck. And it was a huge lesson for me. And I'm almost glad, in time I'll be more glad that I went through it, because y'all need to know your value. And I didn't. Sometimes you think that I would know my own value, and I don't. And when you get caught up trying to have people value you, and you're not valuing me, no. You need to know your own value. You don't need anybody else to validate your value. Comment below. Tell me, have you experienced any of those signs or symptoms, like, something wrong with your stool, or smelly, stinky urine or stool, the cracked nails? There's a million symptoms that show malabsorption, especially if you tick box with high iron or low iron, high B12 or low B12. Those are serious signs. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person. If you need help, you can go to my website and book a consultation. It has been an interesting week with the house build, with my mother, with my animals, and with this retreat that I agreed to help out with. And when you give yourself too easily, people will take advantage of that. I will go more into that in Steph's story time, but I'm waiting for my public apology. But if I don't get it, then we got some talking to do. I'm out. Peace.